I know that Sasquatches are. I'm flipping the thing because this is just stuff that's been on my mind, and it's just having nice, solid like answers. And I love Eric for this because he just gives you nice
Yeah.
um like the different versions of us, and also like the Sasquatch, our cousins. Um, when are they going to come back in? Because I really like to. I'd like to actually talk to one or like meet one in person because I know they exist on a very high frequency and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
When do they start coming back into play?
Okay. So this feels like it's not so much associated with a timeline. So they are higher. He's like, you could call them higher frequency, but it's not really higher frequency. It's more that they just understand their quantum like makeup or DNA. And if there's a complete consciousness to that, there's, then there's like 110% participation. So I'm literally seeing an image of like a Sasquatch reorganizing his light DNA to teleport or to manifest in a different realm. And it's literally, though, nothing more than a thought. It's not like I have to sit here and do this, and then it's not like a linear thing. It's just an alignment, like a thought that brings alignment to something. So the interesting thing that triggered, though, when you asked like when is that going to happen, or when will we start interacting with them? Eric was showing like, we think we're evolving and growing. We are, but not like we think. It's more that we are unbecoming everything that this thing that is us quickly thought or like quickly became and thought that it was. So as thought forms die and thoughts themselves become less of importance, and then that space that exists without thought identity becomes more like relevant and valuable, he says. That's where you begin to sort of oscillate in that space with them, where it's a shareable space and not like either or, he says. It's doable now. He goes, it just depends on how mind identified you are. So, there's a lot that goes into it too, because I'm also asking like, well, what about people that go out in the woods and they capture this crazy footage and it looks very compelling that they're seeing a Sasquatch. What about, are they manifesting him or what? And he's like, it's more of a shared frequency. It's a shared space. So it's not like, okay, what frequency can I tune into and then I'm going to see Bigfoot. It's a co-created space. And that is being able to hold the frequency of receiving the same time as holding the frequency of transparency, the same time as holding the frequency of intent, and which takes great focus. But then a lot of humans mix focus with like that concentrated energy with like trying, like effort or like attempt, which is right then is when you like step out of your embodiment. So it's really hard to explain, but still super fascinating.
Huh. That because I really would like to meet my. By the way, what it's called when they can shift their DNA and shift their physical frequency or whatever, it's called slipwalking in their civilization.
It's called what?
Slipwalking.
Oh, that's so cool. Like slipping into another dimension?
Yeah. They have like a meeting space in between, like essentially in between dimensions. They have their own like individual little place where they can all meet individually or as a collective.
That's
Cool.
super cool. Slipwalking. I want to slipwalk. That would be bad.
Technically, we can because they're our cousins. We essentially, when humans were when humans were created in the first place, they're our cousins because they were the ones that weren't caught and turned into humans, hybridized into humans. That's just what they developed into. So if we weren't all hybridized right now, to begin with, to create humans, we would all be Sasquatch.
So fascinating.
That's why I'm saying I'd love to meet the Sasquatch version of me.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I think if you hold that intent and receive it, you can have the awareness.